Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations episode 23. Pete, we've made it to 23.
23, eh?
Yeah.
Half my age.
We're on the way to the expo and we're just going to do a few episodes now while we have the time. This episode is about those HK droids, the assassin droids.
Hunter Killer, is it? Is that what it stands for?
Oh, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't put two and two together there, but yeah.
Well, I'm making it up probably, but...
So, yeah.
I'll just say it's about 7 o'clock in the damn morning.
Have these yes it is, 7 AM. Have these guys been in any films or fluff?
Do you know, I looked up the other week and I can't remember now where they're from, but they've appeared in some sort of EU comic or something. I think they were walking around escorting somebody along the lines of Khan or Jax or one of those guys in Royal Guard armour. I forget, but yeah, they're not made up by FFG suddenly from nowhere.
Yeah, they do. To me, they have an air of kind of like it being a prequel kind of invention.
Yeah.
Even though they're not, I know they're probably not, but they kind of have that.
Yeah, I think they're RG-88's distant cousins somewhere along the line maybe, but I don't know.
Cool. Okay, well let's dive into them. Let's talk about the grey.
Yeah, so non-elite HK assassin droid. Yeah, he's. Mercenaries or scum, whatever you want to call it, faction. I can't remember the official name of the faction now, but he's a bounty hunter one, and he is 8 points. You get 2 of them on a card, 2 figures. Basic stats are he's a droid. Sorry, he's a droid keyword, and he's got a hunter.
Droid hunter.
Yeah.
One, yeah.
Which is interesting, and he's got health 5.
Oh.
Bit low, but
for 8 points for health 5.
Yeah. It's well, you only get 2 of these guys, so you're getting 10 life on the card.
10 life. If you think about it, though, your stormtroopers, what do you get them?
You get 9, but they're only 6 points.
9. Okay, but then for 9 points, you get 15.
Yeah. I mean, generally, it's 1 health per point. You know, so you get 9 points to stormtrooper lives. No, sorry, you don't. It's even less than that.
It's more than that for. No, it's not 1 health, 1 point, but I know that you could equate that.
Yeah.
But let's find out why they're so so expensive.
Yeah, he's got speed 4, which is bog standard.
Yep.
He's got black defense dice, which is your average, you know, background character
quite good,
defense dice. Yep. His attack's reasonably good. It's blue, yellow.
Blue, yellow.
Shooting attack.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
So lots of range, quite a bit of damage potential. His surge abilities are Surge Weaken, which, you know, anybody who's played the game a bit, Skirmish, will know that's really quite weak, as it says in the title.
Rubbish.
Surge plus 1 damage, fine, fair enough. And Surge Pierce 1, fine, fair enough. So nothing exciting in his surge abilities. What he has got though is he's got 2 special skills. Versatile weaponry. While attacking, you may force the defender to reroll 1 defense die, which
brilliant.
Is awesome.
Yeah. And
not something we've seen much before, I don't think.
That's it. That's probably its biggest strength right there, the defender. Yeah. What else can it do, Pete?
It's got the targeting computer, which is the standard. While attacking, you may re-roll 1 attack die.
That's awesome.
We've seen that around. I think red pro droids have that, don't they?
For 1 point, you can buy it. You can put it onto a heavy weapon
vehicle or droid.
Yeah. So this guy comes with a built-in. So that's 1 point. So
it is. That's one list point. Yeah.
If you look at it like that, these guys should be 7 points.
Yeah.
The targeting computer. But I think it's good that they've built it in because, you know, tough luck. You're taking it.
Yeah. So I mean, he's quite. In my opinion, they die. We're finding that they die quickly. 5 life. Yeah. They don't have. It's not even a white die. Like. They've got no tricks. They haven't got a surge cancel on them or a triangle on them, you know, block or anything. These guys I've found die usually from 2 attacks. Yeah. They can do. Yeah. Twice. But they die. But they've, in theory, they're the classic glass cannon. They can shoot and they can re-roll an attack die, maximising the damage. With these guys, you're not really bothered about maximising your surges, are you? Blue, yellow is incredible range with a reroll like that. These guys should be taking the longest shots possible, which helps them stay alive because they're quite fragile, you know. And also, you can make people re-roll that X-Man result, cancel all on the white die, which is very nice if you're playing versus rebels, you know. So yeah, he's good. I'm confused still about the point value of him. 8 points. So let me think. You're getting 10 life for 8 points. That's
just so you're 2 up on the deal, really.
Well, you're 1 life more than a card of stormtroopers, but you're 1 gun down, but you're paying 2 points more. I feel like it should be 7 points. These 2 guys.
Even with the targeting computer?
Yeah, even with it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Their attack is better than stormtrooper.
It is a lot.
Blue,
well, they've got a reroll, but they've got to reroll the defender as well.
Blue, yellow.
So there is that, but there is only 2 of them. You know, it's somebody somewhere's done the maths, obviously, in FFG and come out at 8 points.
Can I tell you an obvious flaw with these guys?
Go on.
Their max natural result on their dice is 3 damage. That's their max result. Okay? Because they get, like, a blue can have 1 damage on each die and a yellow can have 1 damage. So they're going to have 3 damage.
Can I have 2?
No.
No, 2 damage on a blue.
You're going to have surges. So the maximum is 5 damage in total with Pierce. Okay? So that's maximum 5 damage. Oh, sorry, it's not even going to be...
It's blue, yellow.
It's going to be 4 damage.
Yeah.
The maximum is going to be 4 damage, which is okay, but it's not great. You know, to say that that's the maximum they can dish out. You know, and then as well as this, these guys can roll a hell of a lot of surges, and then you end up just kind of going.
Well, your surges are rubbish. Well, there's two good surges, which is +1 damage, Pierce 1, which is, you know, effectively 2 extra damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you are going to get 2 surges a lot of the time with blue, yellow, if not 3. You get 3 surges, you're going to start getting sad because the weaken, who cares, you know.
I just think that people underestimate how much damage these guys can actually do. You know, overestimate just. They cannot actually take anything down. They can't even take down.
No, they're in irritation. Are they pecking away?
Even the big troopers, like the Hoth troopers, they've got.
But the thing is, it's the re-roll of the defense die.
Yes, true. The Hoth troopers have a Pierce 1 armor suit built in.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're just laughing when they shoot at them, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you roll, you know, all your awesome stormtroopers and everybody else has shot at some rebel guy and he's gone, cross, you know, this, that and the other, and cancelled on a whole attack. It doesn't matter how much damage you're doing then. If these guys get 2 damage through on Luke, that's just, you know, that's an achievement. If you're making him re-roll his cancel all result.
True.
And it's not a cancel all result, it's reduced the damage of the attack to 0.
Let's see what the red guy does different.
Oh yeah, red guy. Okay, so this guy is, well, these 2 guys are 3 points more, 11 points. Their health goes up to 6, 1 point extra each.
That's quite a big ask there, so that's 11 points for 12 life?
Yeah.
Okay.
And speed 4.
Yeah.
Defense black dice, same gun, blue, yellow.
Yeah.
His surge abilities are now weaken again, +1 damage again, but he gets another +1 damage surge, so he can do it twice effectively.
Yeah.
Which it seems mean. You could have just given him surge +2. You know?
No, they want you to spend your surges.
Well, I suppose you've got plenty of surges knocking around,
yeah.
And surge Pierce 1. Versatile weaponry, so you can re-roll, while attacking you may force the defender to re-roll 1 defense die. Targeting computer again, re-roll 1 attack die. And priority target the red ones get, figures do not block line of sight for your attacks.
So there's a big crevasse on the
It is, that's good that, because that affects the way, you know, you're fighting in these corridors on the maps and...
They're essentially able to, if you this is a scum, so you got the banthas in the way.
Yeah.
These guys can actually shoot through your bantha.
Or somebody's hiding a wounded hero behind other heroes or something like that, you know.
Yeah, and they got the range. So these guys, the only difference with this guy is he does +1 damage and he can see through everything. And a meager amount of extra
Really
life.
much, yeah, and he's got 1 extra life. It's.
Do you know what? I'm not a fan. That's a very big point boost for not a big, troop boost.
Yeah. They do seem a little expensive because they just die so quickly.
They really do. I've pointed out in the past that about using this, the line of sight.
Yeah.
The game has a massive thing about your own positioning, and these guys will really they're no-brainers about how you want to use them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The other guy.
You should not be struggling for line of sight.
No.
The only thing you should struggle with is how far away they are.
Line of sight is actually quite an easy thing in this game to get right.
It is.
If you pre-plan it a little bit in your turn.
Yeah, you just got to be careful of cycling your troops around in the right order, haven't you, really, and stuff like that.
I'm just going to say I don't like the red troops. When people have taken these against me, I've always kind of thought, oh great.
How does it compare? To a red Imperial probe droid. That guy's 5 points. He's got a targeting computer. Yeah, he doesn't get the defender reroll.
No.
He's got how many life has an Imperial probe droid got an elite one?
8-ish.
8 life, right? So that's only 4 less than these two guys combined on the red card. And he's 5 points, which is less than half of this.
He's got the same dice as well.
Yeah.
And doesn't the probe droid have +2 damage and
well, the probe droid's got a chance to recover itself.
Yes.
It can also do the self-destruct in a desperate situation. I'm thinking 2 red droids for 10 points. 2 red probe droids.
It's better value than.
Probably, yeah. Is it blue, yellow, yellow? The dice on a red probe droid, or is it blue, blue, yellow?
Oh, I think I'm not
I've got
sure.
a feeling he's got 2 yellows.
2 yellows, is that right?
Yeah, maybe. I might be lying. But that feels like better value to me. Plus, it's 2 activations.
No, yeah, no matter which. Okay, I agree. Although the probe droids do go down, but at least.
Well, they do, but
you put
so do these guys. Yeah.
These guys go down easier. Okay, so alright, we're not the best fan of the red card.
No.
The grey card I actually think are quite good. Like they've got good finishing power, I think. Especially when Luke's on his 2 wounds left. That's the best
and he's like, haha.
You force that reroll and you force your own reroll. You can kill off troops.
Yeah.
You see people taking these a lot of the time in groups of 2, so 4 of them in total.
Yeah.
Which is probably the way to do it, but I'm not sure if it is, to be honest. Who do these guys work well with and not well with?
Who do they work well with? I've seen them in all sorts of lists. I've seen them plonked in, because somebody had a few points left over, although it's not a few, is it really? I've seen people try and build lists all around them.
Yes.
I had this crazy idea, but I didn't go through with it yet, to stick them with Sorin, General Sorin, who can do stuff with droids and give them extra surge abilities.
Well, then they get stun and blast.
Yeah, they get stuff like that, which with a yellow dice knocking around might not be a bad idea. Well, Sorin himself is quite expensive,
Oh, well,
If you take a Sorin, you've got to take nothing but droids and heavy weapons and vehicles.
Watch back a few episodes to hear us poo-poo Sorin. Then.
Yeah,
if we're poo-pooing these guys and then poo-pooing Sorin.
These are Sorin candidates, yeah. I mean, my latest crazy list is Sorin and nothing but Imperial probe droids. But I've not actually had a chance to test it out yet. It will probably fall spectacularly over in any scenario that requires you to actually move anywhere, because they're all speed 3, aren't they? But these guys could be a little shoe-in for any crazy sort of Sorin list. You also need to think about the command cards that for droids. There's repair, things like that. So the low life, you could have somebody somewhere, I don't know, maybe an Ugnaught Tinkerer nowadays, running along behind them just going, I'll repair you.
The problem with these guys is they don't even have enough life to repair themselves.
Well, the grey ones will die in one shot, won't
they? Get killed before they can be repaired.
The gold one, or red one, sorry, may survive a scattered attack long enough to be repaired and stuff, but very fragile. Yeah.
When you see a list built around them, you'd see 2 of them and 2 banthas maybe. You can see it works because you got 11 points, 22, and then you got 18 for the 2 banthas.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got the 2 red elites and the 2 banthas. The 2 banthas block line of sight everywhere, and the reds can shoot through it. No one can actually get at them. So that list kind of works a little bit. I've played against that. I've actually thought that's quite a clever list.
Yeah.
But it suffers from the whole.
Banthas die as well, don't they?
Banthas definitely die, but it suffers from the lack of activations nearly there. Lack of guns, and once people can take care of one of those droids, if they can take care of it, if you're not really careful. Also, if you're playing like that with 2 banthas and 4 droids.
Yeah.
The droids don't do enough damage, so they're not actually killing enough things. And the banthas, you're playing them a different way because you're actually just blocking line of sight. They can't actually play their game. And the bantha's best game is to just get into people's faces.
I did get smashed up actually by these. I just remembered somebody smashed me up a few weeks ago with a list that was these guys, the red ones.
Yeah.
And a couple of Nexu. And it was like, I think they were red Nexu. And I was like, I've got to shoot the Nexu. You know, you've got to, because they're running towards you and they're going to rip you to pieces.
They do, yeah.
In the meantime, these guys are stuck behind or near the Nexu, holding a terminal. It was that one with the terminal in the middle corridor. I forget the name of it. Probably training ground or something. And he's doing quite a lot of damage. You know, they can take off a stormtrooper a turn.
A mini stormtrooper or a big one?
Mini, mainly, yeah. They can blast out one of those guys.
Definitely,
you know, if you got one block, this guy can easily take down a stormtrooper.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But with the Nexu threat, you know, we had to finish the Nexu off, and I didn't quite get through the Nexus fast enough before, you know, basically they had the upper hand and stuff. So yeah, it can work, but you need something else, some bigger threat to take the attention away from these guys.
Definitely.
Bantha, yeah. Nexu, yeah. You know, it could work well with either of them.
Right.
And yeah, it smashed me up on objectives, you know.
Let's talk about some command cards.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do. Let's do this one first. So this is Set a Trap.
Yay!
A card that confuses. Well, it doesn't confuse me, but it puzzles me why anyone would ever fall for it. But here's how it works: it's 0 points. You can have one in your hand deck. Use at the start of a round and choose a map tile. And that's led to some interesting discussions about what is a tile. It's not clearly defined in the rulebook. But anyway, at the end of the round, choose one of your figures on that tile to interrupt to perform an attack targeting a hostile figure on that tile. So basically, end of the round, you say, haha, Fred, who stood on the big dark room of doom, is going to shoot Bob, who's also sat on the same tile. Assuming you can see him and all the rest of it, you know, around the terrain and all that. So what this card is how forgetful is your opponent? Basically.
Well, okay, you say that. I personally, I get that Set a Trap card and I put it on the tile that it's going to activate on.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be.
So this happens at the start of a round. You put this down. So suddenly there's a big card sitting on a tile saying, if you stand on this tile at the end of your activation, you will be shot.
I'll tell you the obvious thing you do with this. You either have it in the objective room or on a terminal on that tile that your opponent's hugging, and you're forcing them to get away from it.
Yeah, and at that point you either vacate the objective room tile, you know, terminal, whatever it is, or you just say, this guy's, you know, he's a hired gun, I really don't care if he dies or whatever, you know.
That's what people...
But I mean, I can see your point, Si likes this card, he uses it all the time.
I use it all the time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's 0 points, which is always good. And you could get a free shot from somebody quite nasty, couldn't you?
Well, what I like to do with this card, I've found, is if you're in a mid battle, and there's a big kind of, you know, when you have that kind of the big mush, the crush of you know the actual fight and the swaying backwards and forwards, that's when you throw it out there. It goes down, and your opponent's literally going to go, oh, how do I deal with this? Because everyone can't get out of that room.
Yeah, it's disruptive, yeah.
So it's disruptive, and you're actually kind of playing, it's a kind of a mind game card more than anything. Like, I'll actually put it down half the time without even really needing it to go down. But you just put it down just to force your opponent to think about it. And give you a bit of a breathing room. You can kind of make your opponent play badly with it, and that's the strength of it.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Nice and fluffy as well.
Yeah, one of the things that can go wrong about this as well, it does work both ways. You know, you might put this in a room and your opponent just really pushes into the room and bullies you out of it. And then by the end of the turn, you're like, I need to have someone in there. So then you end up running someone in there who you don't actually want to be in there, so you can get an extra attack. That happens there as well. But I actually think it's worth the risk, and for a 0 point cost,
it's a chance of an extra attack at the end of the day, which is never bad, is it really? Yeah.
I take it because I like the mind playing in it, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's talk about our next card.
Okay, here's another 0 point card.
Probably needs a drum roll or some sort.
Yeah. This is a reasonably popular card. It's Take Initiative.
Oh, probably the most overused card in the whole game.
Well, this card was flat out broken, wasn't it, before the advent of negation, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So use at the start of a round to claim the initiative token.
Oh, we've used negation already, we've talked about it.
Oh yeah. So then exhaust one of your deployment cards, and that's the bit everybody forgets, or lots of people forget all the time. So basically, you're stealing back the initiative, which is massive, because you get the jump on the other guy again for a second round. But you must exhaust one of your deployment cards, and that's the bit I'm always trying to forget. I'll play through whole games, in organised play events where both of us have done this to each other and completely forgotten that you've got to exhaust a deployment card. So my list always has up until recently had a pro droid in it.
You've got Imperial
main
officers.
job was to do the take initiative,
Imperial officers and all sorts of
officers if they've got nothing better to do at the time,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, anybody who's played skirmish will know this card and will have it in their deck.
I like the way he's actually got a picture of C-3PO on it. Like, ironically, unironic, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He is the character that most often gets the boot for the turn as well.
Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? There he is. He's been cornered by 3 stormtroopers and Boba Fett.
Him and Gideon, they're the main captains.
Like I say, it's some little guy on the Imperial side, officer, droid.
Typically it is, and that's what your hired guns are for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, hired guns, because one of them, they're sitting on 2 objectives, well, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just sitting them. They get a shot anyway, they get killed.
So yeah, I mean, back in the day, this was so annoying when it was so awesome when you played it on somebody, and it was so annoying when it was played against you. Massively. It was like, oh god.
Well, there's another way you can stop it now with the spy card as well. With the
there's stop a cards come out in the spy stuff.
You need one spy to get rid of it, and it's done.
Yes, only if you've got a spy on the board, you can use. I forget the name of it. Is it comms disruption, or is that the other one? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways of negating it now, and there's good old negation, which is negate any 0-point card. That's what negation's most used for, which is a shame really, because negation can be used for other things very effectively, take initiative. It's a good one to get sort of early on in your hand. Use it as soon as possible.
Do you think?
Yeah. Well, if you think there's any chance of getting any benefit out of it, use it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I would wait until that opportune moment.
Well, if you wait till the opportune moment, the other guy's probably managed to collect up negation by then out of his deck. That's what you find. If you use it after turn 3, he's going to go out and negate. So it's pointless. But if you use it sort of turn 2, 3. As long as you got in position and all that, then it's a good time to use it, because there's a fair chance they may not have got hold of their negation card yet. Although, having said that, if you do draw out the negation card, it does stop them using the negation card against something else.
Another reason why you want to do that as you're pointing out turn 3 is because you actually probably got all your troops still.
Yeah.
No one's dead, and when
you've probably got somebody sat around on a terminal doing nothing, so you can exhaust happily,
Yeah, if you've lost your troops that actually need to use it, then it gets more difficult with fewer troops.
And it kind of ties into the point that very often it's a good idea to hope that you don't end up with the initiative turn 1. You don't want that, because you want it turn 2, don't you?
I'll just point out, this card, you don't want this in your deck when you've got 200 droids and 2 banthas, because if you've only got only elite troops in your deck, and tough, you're not going to use it.
You don't want to exhaust anybody, do you? It would be a stretch to do that. It's an awesome card, as everybody knows.
Okay. What do you think of the models?
Oh, the HK models, I like them,
I think they're my favourite models to paint ever.
Well, they're easiest. So easy, yeah. I mean, I did 2 in silver. That's very droidy.
2 in silver and 2 in gold.
2 in gold. I think loads of people have done that.
What was harder, C-3PO or these guys?
I've not painted C-3PO yet, but he's going to get the same treatment. He's just going to be brass with a black wash and a brush of brass, and then I'll see how I feel after that.
There we go. Yeah, get your 6-year-old to paint.
I am actually. Yeah. She's asking to paint a model, and I'm thinking, 3PO. I don't care. He's a rebel. He's monocolour. Go for it.
I like the models personally. I think they're a 7 out of 10. They're a little bit monopose. You could nearly picture these being. If GW had made these, they would have made them in the 80s. Like this.
They're very sort of battle techie feel, aren't they?
But I like them. I think that they fit the universe quite well, even if they do look a bit prequel, as I said.
Yeah, they're a bit sort of more vicious looking, aren't they? Than yeah, you're right. They're a bit droid army-esque, definitely.
All right. Okay.
Stuff.
Well, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cheerio.
See ya. Bye.